What's that song doing to me, Lord? Whatever. You know, what God did to Sarah. What God did. There it is. What the Lord visited Sarah as He said, and He did. Has God did something in you? Has God did something for you? Has He? Or you're trying to do it yourself? When it comes to salvation, righteousness, holiness, you know, all this glory stuff, you know, all this glory stuff, you can't do it. But He's after you because He's already done it and wanna impart it. Impartation. And not just something, but He comes to impart Himself in you.
Wow.
No, He doesn't just give you a little righteousness, little wisdom tips. No, He is the wisdom.
He gives it all.
He is the wisdom. You don't get wisdom as far as Christian wisdom without Christ Himself. Forget it. You don't get nothing of Christianity without Himself, Christ. He said that's the fundamental difference between Christianity and every religion. If we reduce Christianity to great works and great principles and wonderful this and stuff, we got nothing but another religion in the world. The only thing that leaves Christianity and sets it apart is because Christ has come to do it, to do all His will, all His pleasure, all His glory in every single believer from the get-go. And the first place He finds His pleasure is to take your old you and nail it to Himself on the cross. And bury the ugly thing. And so when He was raised, He raised a new you. A new you. A new you.
Yeah.
And that's the new you that can have relationship with the Lord. The new you is made for God. He came to baptize becoming one. The visual word is not just washing. Washing is not baptism. Washing you is not baptism. Getting you wet is not baptism. This when one of the definition in Strong's Concordance for baptism is dye. You know, like a coloring process goes inside you, right? Like you put a garment in a red color, let's say red dye, it'll turn what? Red inside. It goes inside.
Pickled.
Come on.
That's another concept, pickle, but the dye is where more common is there, but we don't even see that. It's not just washing it, you know, but putting inside of it something inside. That's baptism, becoming one. Not just cleansing. Baptism is not just cleansing. We often see that image, but baptism is penetration and in coloring, becoming one, to become one. That is baptism. So He's come to become first one with your sinfulness. It's a guarantee that His holiness is going to be in you. First, you got to get that sinfulness taken care of. So He comes, the cross accomplishes that. He gets died with your death, with your garbage, with your and mine. Sinfulness, pride, you name it. Everything that was corrupt, He comes to die Himself with it. He absorbed. One translation, the message says in Galatians 3, it says, Christ redeemed us from that self-defeating cursed life by absorbing it completely into Himself. So the cross is absorption, a place of absorption. Not just a lonely hill where the one little Jew is being crucified. No, it's a place of absorption. The entire corruption of the human race became on display, absorbed. Wow. Completely into Himself. Now that it might take that kind of a mystical approach to see it. I don't know. Whatever it takes. It's certainly supernatural. You can ask the Lord to to take you in a journey and see and explain to you. Well, completely himself. But I'm raising, right now, God is raising among you a preachers of the cross, of that kind of revelation.
Hey.
Not just the suffering side where we have to beat ourselves and kill ourselves slowly every day. No, that's not the visual of the cross. The visual of the cross that we're preaching is what he accomplished there. The corporate death for the entire human race. That aspect. I mean, I know there's sufferings that are part of it, and certainly there's sufferings in life, and this is obviously a part of it. But the focus of what we're saying is to see the grand, glorious accomplishment of Christ on behalf of the entire human race, so that we as preachers and teachers of the Word and workers, Christian workers, can work out of that point of view. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Work from that point of view. It's a glorious point of view because it's already completed and you can impart it. Often there's sufferings just for the sake of impartation, because Paul was trying to impart that to an entire human race. It was completed, but yet he suffers so immensely because he has to impart it. He got it as a revelation, but then he had to impart it to a whole bunch of people from Syria and up, all the way to the Macedonia and all the way to Rome at some points of the journey, completely by himself, left out and abandoned by even by close associates. Never mind the hostile, that's what he faced death every day. We apply that scripture, that death as though like dying to self daily, but really that's not to do with that. Because he's facing life-threatening situation for the sake of imparting the revelation for the gospel, right?
Yeah.
And that is often very much suffering. Certainly to this day, you talk about it, you may get ridiculed or may mocked, or some can even want to shut you up, whatever. I mean, there is suffering going on in that. However, the glory of what Christ has accomplished must not be murkied up by, anything else. So we need to really get filled up to the fullness of the magnificent of the magnitude of what he accomplished, so that we could be filled with so much joy. Because actually, with great joy he endured the cross. What is the joy? Imparting it to us, having sons and daughters that are separated, not through slow, murky, do-it-yourself process, but separated by his power from this world, and separated to the point where they're no more relating to this world in a way that you used to. No more related to Satan. That relationship is broken, and you become truly his, fully his, not just part of you. Well, mentally I'm there, but emotionally I'm not. Or, well, my body's there, but my emotions are not. Or the other way around. Well, I feel that way, but my body is not keeping up. No, he came to all of you. Have all of you, all the time. All the time. All the time. Whoa! Christ redeemed us from the self-defeating cursed life by absorbing completely in himself. Remember the scripture? It says, curses everyone hangs on a tree. That's what happened when Jesus was nailed to the cross. He became a curse. And at the same time, dissolved the curse. Yep. Becoming and dissolved it.
Wrap your mind around that.
And now, because of that, the air is clear. We can see that Abraham's blessing is present and available for us, non-Jews too. We all are able to receive God's life, His Spirit in us, with us by believing. Just the way Abraham received it. So see again, through that childlike faith, through that believing, we become participant in the promise. What's the promise? Indwelling Spirit. The promise of the Spirit. that the spirit can actually have anything to do with the spirit of the living